Welcome to Real Girl Talk. I am your host, Sherry Ricard. I empower women to stand in their purpose, to succeed despite the odds stacked against them, and to live their life knowing they're enough and worthy. Join me each week for powerful messages and interviews that will inspire you to create the life that you want. Now let's go. Hello there, my friends. It's Sherry Ricard, and I am so glad to have you back listening to the podcast. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to talk about a kind of a difficult subject, but it's something that we need to discuss. You may be suffering the loss of a loved one this holiday season, or you may know someone that is suffering a loss and they're having a hard time. Maybe they're not getting out to the Christmas parties, and it's understandable, because the holidays can be a very difficult time for those that are grieving. I know I suffer for 11 years grieving the loss of my son every single Christmas. And it's something that, it's difficult because a lot of people don't know how to manage the grief process. It may be just because the holidays are just a reminder of the people that should be here around the holiday table, but they're not. Their absent remains every single year, but it rings particularly true if your loved one died during the holiday season or close to the holiday season. So maybe this year you're spending it without someone that you love very much. It's possible for you to find your way to peace during the Christmas season, even if the loss is still fresh. Of course, it's tough. No matter who you've lost or how long it's been since they've passed away, it's going to always be tough. But it's important to realize that you don't have to do things the way you've always done them. It may be a good time just to start some new traditions. It doesn't mean that you're going to lose the old ones. So let's address the elephant in the room by acknowledging that if your child or your loved one has passed, you can still include him or her into your Christmas gathering. So I'm going to give you some new traditions when the old ones are too painful, some new traditions to incorporate to hopefully help you bring joy into the holiday season, or maybe this will help someone that you know. And if it does, be sure and hit your share button. Share it via text message, email. You can share it on social media if you know several people that are missing someone during the holiday season. Grab a pen and paper and find a cozy spot. If you're driving, you can always replay this. I don't want you writing while you're driving or texting while you're driving, but I'm going to go over 7 ideas, new traditions that you can incorporate. Remember, if the old ones are too painful. Okay. So number 1, you ready? You can light a candle on Christmas Eve or before the Christmas dinner begins. Leave it burning throughout the entire gathering, and then appoint someone to blow it out after the event ends. You may want to appoint someone different each year in order to bring a special memory and honor for that particular person every single year. So I think that's cool to appoint someone different every year to blow the candle out. Number 2. Making a toast to your loved one brings honor before the Christmas festivities begin, and then you can ask a different person in the family, or your gathering of friends every year to do the honors and give that toast. I think that's super special. Number 3, cooking their favorite dish and sharing a favorite memory or story about them, or you may just want to cook one of their recipes and share that recipe with everyone that's gathering around the Christmas event. It may be difficult to start the conversation, though. Remember, it's going to benefit. It's going to benefit you, and it's going to help each of you heal just a little bit at a time by incorporating some fun stories while you're gathering around the Christmas table. Okay, so number 4, just give thanks to the loved one before dinner. Thank them. Make this a tradition to thank them in a prayer or a special memory, and let each person maybe share a prayer of thanks, especially to that loved one that's not present this holiday season. That's super special, right? Number 5, create a memorial ornament. And you can bring this to the family gathering. You can place it under the tree. You can give it to the person just hosting the dinner. It may be a different family member each time. So you want to bring maybe a couple of different ornaments that are in honor of your loved one. You may want to bring attention to it, or you could actually do the toast around the tree after someone hangs the ornament. So joyful ornaments are an inspirational way just to bring love into the room. You can give someone a memorial ornament or decorate one yourself with the loved one's name on it. I like the paint pens if you're going to do this particular craft. I love the red birds, and I'll tell you, my family and friends bring me red birds for my tree every year, and I love it. This is so special to me. It not only just brings me peace, but it gives them a sense of showing me how much they love me and how they're keeping my son Bryant's memory alive. So I love this. Next on the list, let's see, I believe this is number 6. So you could hang a stocking in their memory. If this was something that you always cherished and it was a tradition, you can continue to do it as long as it doesn't bring everyone else pain. So I found that the stocking brought pain to my family members, so I stopped doing that. I don't hang the stocking anymore because it's just hurtful. And this is about bringing joy, not about continuing the hurt. If you want the stocking, it's great. If it brings you joy, please hang it. Continue to celebrate that tradition every single year. And I'll tell you another thing that I think is kind of cool. And I got this idea from a mom that lost her child. Everyone that came to her house wrote a short little memory or a story or just a cherished moment that they had with her child on a small piece of paper. And they tucked it away into the stocking. And she took it out. She took every one of these memories out on Christmas Day and read them. And it just brought her a lot of joy. But remember, again, if it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. So your family may want to read them themselves. You may want to read them on a birthday or an anniversary, or just read them on that Christmas gathering. You could take them out of the stocking while everyone is there. It's up to you, whatever helps you. This next one is really, really cool. I like this. It's called Write a Tablecloth Tradition. And what you do is you place a white tablecloth over the Christmas table where all of the family and friends are going to be gathering to eat. Now you want to place markers all over the table before the dinner begins and ask everyone just to write a special message. They can write just a quote, maybe a memory of the loved one. After the dinner, you're going to fold the tablecloth up and you're going to store it away. Next Christmas, spread the cloth out and have each person read the memory from the year before. How sweet is that? And I know when people are writing memories, especially if it's children, they write the sweetest things. And it's really cool to bring this out the next year and have everyone share a special memory or quote. And then you can just continue the tradition every single year. Make sure it brings you joy, though. We don't want to make others feel uncomfortable or hurt others while we're trying to bring joy to ourselves. So keep that in mind. I know this Christmas season is going to be difficult for some of you. And, I know because I found myself the very first Christmas after losing my sweet Bryant, I actually caught myself looking for Christmas gifts for him while I was shopping for other people. I mean, literally for a split second, I would see something and think, oh, Bryant would love that. And I can't do that anymore. So now I have the red bird tradition, and it really helps me because people bring me the red birds, or I can buy them myself and put them on my tree. And it's just still like I'm buying something for him, and it makes me feel good. So make sure that it brings you joy, and it's just a way to keep the memory and their memory alive and well. You're going to have your sadness, okay? I'm not saying that it's going to bring you all of this joy and you're not going to have any tears. You're not going to have any sadness, because that's just ridiculous. Of course you are. You're going to have sadness during the holidays. Recognize it, acknowledge it, and try to find a way to incorporate that person into your season. And it just brings honor to them, not just healing to you, but to me, it brings honor to my son. And I know sometimes Christmas is not so bad. It's just leading up to Christmas. I know that I found days leading up to Christmas and Thanksgiving are actually worse than the holidays themselves, because everyone's planning and it just seems to linger on and on and on. And everywhere you look, the families are gathering or someone's having a party. And I know Mother's Day is not ever the same for me. The anniversary of Bryant's death will always be a reflection of what could have been different or what he would be today. I start questioning again why the accident happened. Why was it Bryant? And, I know I don't deserve losing a son. None of us deserve losing anyone, but it is life, and death is a part of life. So after all these years, I know it's not easy for me. I know it's not going to be easy for you, but it is my new normal life. In fact, dealing with these days and occasions, I know that I'm going to be dealing with them until the day I die. But I'm learning to grow. I'm learning to grow and go through them. And it's very pertinent, important to my grief journey and my healing process. And it is for you as well. I never wanted to be a member of the exclusive club of suffering mothers. And I know you don't want to be a part of the grief club either. But like I said, it is a part of life, and we have to find a way to bring honor to our loved one while also healing and going through the grieving process. So learn the best you can how to transform some of your pain into living your purpose. And that's what I've tried to do. I try to live a life where I can share and help others heal. And that just gives me peace, and it does honor my son. So I hope some of these traditions helped you. I hope that you can incorporate one of them or a few of them into your holiday season and just bring a little bit of joy back. And so they're there with you. Some of you know that this will be the first Christmas without my dad. I just lost my dad July 27th, so keep my mom in your prayers this holiday. They were married for 57 years, and it will be her first Christmas without my daddy. So we will find a way to incorporate some joy and bring him with us during the Christmas holiday, as well as I hope you do as well. Now, if you know anyone that has lost a loved one, or you yourself, and you love to read, or you like audiobooks, my first book, Wake Up Call, A Mother's Grief Journey, is out on audio, and you can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Nook as well, and Books A Million. Or you can just jump over to the website, hit the books tab, and you can get any of my books there. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this podcast. I really, really, really hope that it helped. And I want to make just a quick announcement before we go off here. I know some of you know that I'm going to be releasing my new book, Create Your Life. It is actually a 30-day inspiring devotional journal like no other. It's going to be for women who want to empower themselves, step up in abundance, and build a beautiful life. And that book will launch January 1st, 2019. And speaking of 2019, mark your calendars, because Saturday, January 19th, I am going to be hosting my very first Create Your Life Vision Board Workshop. It is going to be held in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The space is limited and it is filling up. So make sure you go and grab your tickets. They're at an early bird ticket discount right now until December the 21st. You can grab yours on my website. You can follow me on social media, Empowerment is Beauty. And that is for Facebook and Instagram. And you can also get your tickets there. They're through Eventbrite. Thank you again for joining me. And until next week, remember to keep your encouragement tank full. It's super important that you do that. Keep your faith in God and step out of your comfort zone and do something that you've never done before that brings you joy.